Inside Mercer Basketball with Coach Bob Hoffman and your host, Rick Cameron. Brought to you by Wild Wing Café.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Inside Mercer Basketball. We're here at Wild Wing as we are weekly to talk to Coach Bob Hoffman. Got a lot to talk about, but wait a minute. We've got something.
What are y'all doing?
Coach.
Are you serious?
Focus on
Hey,
Cookie.
Bento, I wasn't going to talk about your girlfriends.
Oh,
but,
my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, a little close-up here. Just last week against VMI, Coach Bob
Unbelievable.
Hoffman recorded his 500th win as a men's college basketball coach. Coach, congratulations.
Well, thank you, Rick, very much. I
Now,
appreciate it.
We'll eat the cookie after the show.
Holy cow.
But or you may want it all by yourself,
Here,
or you can
wanna,
share with
you
the
wanna
team.
put it up here so we can see
All
it?
right, let's put it right there. Thank you, James. We'll talk with you again
Bento,
later
yeah,
on the show.
Bento.
All right, Coach. Now we've got you a cookie there for the commemoration, but let's talk serious about what it means. I know.
Meyer, you shouldn't have done that.
I know your emphasis is primarily on your team. It always is, but I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
well,
I'm going
why
to break.
You surprised me, and now
I'm
you're
going
doing
to
that?
break the rules, and we're going to talk about Bob Hoffman recording his 500th win. First question, Coach. Your coaching career, was it patterned from a coach who influenced you from younger years, the way you coached throughout your career?
Well, it was strange in that when I was real young in junior high, I decided I wanted to be a coach.
Yes, sir.
And so everything I did from that point forward, whenever I could coach teams, I tried to. Even in college when I was playing, I coached a 7th grade team against regular school teams. My college coach's son was a 7th grader, and his school where he went didn't have a team. We put together a team, and we traveled around and played games. In fact, one of the sports directors in all of Oklahoma now, one of the best sports directors, the voice of the Cowboys, was on that team, John Holcomb. So every chance I had, whether it was coaching an FCA team, in intramurals when I was playing, so coaching's what I always wanted to do, and I've been blessed to be able to do it all these years. It's still an amazing thing and an opportunity that I get daily to be a part of something so special like that.
Yep.
You know, get to be a part of something bigger than yourself and get to see young men and young women grow and learn more about themselves and try to push them to be the best they can be with the talents God's blessed them with.
Coach, I've been around and worked with a lot of coaches through the years. You, as much or more than anyone I've ever coached with, are concerned with coaching a student athlete as an individual, becoming a better person, preparing them for life. The wins are great. You want to win. You're extremely competitive, but you want to have influence and make that student athlete a better person moving forward.
Yeah, I pray that that's right, Rick. That's what we want to be about, and that's what I felt like a long time ago. My dad was a pastor, my granddad was a pastor, my uncle was a pastor, and they got a chance to be a part of a lot of people's lives. But I think a coach has completely different platform than those folks do, and theirs are very important. But a coach can be in a school, can be in a different environment, and get to speak directly to those young men and young women when they're in real important times of their lives, when they're trying to figure out who they are and they're growing up. So it has been a blessing, and I've had so many men and women along the way that have helped me, assistant coaches and managers and players and people that worked around administrations and our universities that helped us get done what we've been able to do. And beyond that, you know, this talks about 500, and it is a blessing, but I was fortunate enough to coach high school basketball, and we won quite a few games in high school, went to state tournament at Piedmont High School, and then I coached women's basketball at Southern Nazarene University. We were fortunate to win a national championship, won some games there, and then I coached professionally for 2 years, and we won some games there, not as many as I'd like. But anyway, all that together, I mean, that's not even counting the tennis teams I coached, the football and the baseball and all the other crazy stuff. But it's been an amazing ride, and I pray and hope that we get opportunity to be a part of a few more.
Coach, as we talked about on your radio show last week, I think it's great, as I've watched from the distance, your former players who maybe you're thinking, you know, I hit a winning shot that won that game, or, you know, I made a defensive stand. So they're sharing this with you and the contribution they've made.
Yeah, and they've reached out, heard from all the way back to teams I coached, high school teams, players, and they're all a part of what has transpired. And it's a huge blessing Thank you for surprising me. I wasn't expecting it, and I will definitely eat the cookie and share it with our players a little bit later in practice today.
Okay, final question before we leave this segment. Of all the sports you've been a part of that you've enjoyed through the years, you locked in on basketball. Why was basketball over the others?
You know, I just like basketball from a lot of perspectives, but mainly when you start looking at the history of basketball.
Yes.
And why it was created. James Naismith used it as a ministry tool. It was an opportunity. If you look at the history and go back and read James Naismith's bio, the whole reason he wanted to have basketball and came up with the rules of basketball is to get people into a closed indoor place where they could be together and then he could have a chance to share the gospel. And that's not my words, that was his. And so that's an amazing thing when you think about a sport that was founded on something far greater than ever making a basket.
Yeah. For those of us that have worked for this guy for 10 years now, it's been a blessing for all of us. Coach Bob Hoffman, his 500th men's college win last week, many more to come, and much more on this show. We're going to go to campus, talk to Jordan Strawberry when we come back with more Inside Mercer
You shouldn't
Basketball.
have done that, man.
Droid.
Droid DNA augmentation initiated. Neural speeds increasing to 4G LTE. Brain upgrading to a quad-core processor. Precognitive intelligence with Google Now complete.
Introducing Droid DNA by HTC. It's not an upgrade to your phone, it's an upgrade to yourself.
Sure, you could tell them how fun college is. Concerts on the quad, early morning tailgates, your bearded professor with his suede elbow patches. Or you can give someone different answers. So go ahead and get ready for the typical questions, but know that Mercer has given you anything but typical answers.
We're back in Hawkins Arena inside the Mercer basketball team room, visiting for a few moments with senior point guard Jordan Strawberry out of Anaheim, California. Jordan, I emphasize senior. As we look around this room and the many great players that have preceded you that wore that Mercer uniform, what's going through your mind and through your heart as you play your senior season?
You know, just trying to do the best thing I can do for my team to help us win, whatever it takes. And also, I mean, I want to put my name up there somewhere, hopefully, by the end of the season. So just trying to be the best I can be.
Since you arrived at Mercer, Jordan, with so much potential and have now earned the right to be the starting point guard, what aspect of your game did you feel early on you needed to work on the most to get to where you are now?
Shooting. I think definitely have grown. I came in, I was a okay, decent shooter, and then I think that me working on my shooting to get it to where the level of that is at now has really elevated my game.
You as a person, from the time you arrived here as a freshman, learning the ropes from some of these guys that we're looking at the pictures on the wall, how have you changed as an individual, as a student athlete?
I've changed extremely, you know, became more mature. I've had a lot of experiences now, and I just understand the game on, off the floor much better. So I just think I've just become a better person, even off the floor as well.
Obviously, a lot of time is dedicated to basketball and keeping up your grades. Mercer is a high academic institution, but if you've had any free time along the way, kid from Anaheim, California, living in Macon, Georgia, what do you like to do?
I love to watch movies. I love to watch movies. I like to watch all types of movies. I'm really into sci-fi movies and sci-fi TV shows like that, so that's what I really like to do.
Talk to us about the experience of having come here, getting to know your teammates, getting to live in the South. How's the transition been?
The transition's been good, you know. It was a little different at first, but you know, you adjust to things when you move around so much as me growing up. Yeah. So it's been a good transition for sure.
Obviously, this team in recent years, since Coach Hoffman has been here, has had great success, postseason play. Got off to a slow start in the SoCon, but now things are starting to look alive. What is your perception of where this team is and what we can do the remainder of the season?
I think we're on a good level right now. I think we're progressing, and I think we're going in the right direction, so we just got to continue to get better and continue to work together.
Jordan, when you came here, I think it's a fair assessment to say you weren't the most outspoken guy on the team. You express yourself when you have something to say, but you now play the role of a senior. Do you find yourself, the Marcus Cohens and the younger guys, do you find yourself sharing your experiences with them to help them become a better player?
Definitely. I mean, me and Marcus talk a lot, and I'm trying to help him become the best player he can be, and just teaching him the system that Coach Hoffman wants him to do. And so I'm just trying to help him grow as a player.
I know you want to play basketball for a long time. You certainly are a great athlete, but academically, what are you majoring in? And one day down the road, outside of basketball, what would you like to do?
I'm majoring in criminal justice, and either a lawyer or the FBI, maybe. I've thought about those two things, really.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you've established a name for yourself, but everybody, I'm sure, asks you with your relationship to your dad being one of the most feared hitters in baseball. How's that going now that you've established a name with a sport to your name as well?
I think it's good for me, and I think my dad even thinks it's good for me. He loves the fact that he can people will ask him about me instead of just about him. So I think it's a good thing. All
right, Jordan, for our younger viewers that are watching your interview here today, what advice would you give to young people, whether it's basketball, baseball, whatever you want to pursue? What advice would you give to folks that are coming up behind you?
I think that my family's always told me I could do whatever I want to do with my basketball career or whatever sport I play. So just to continue to always work hard and stay humble and just put your mind to it and you can do it.
All right, Jordan, thanks for visiting with us today. Postseason's just around the corner. I know we want to be a part of it.
Most definitely.
That's Jordan Strawberry, our senior point guard from Anaheim, California. We'll be back in just a moment with more Inside Mercer Basketball.
Over 3,000 new cars, over 1,500 used cars. Come experience the difference.
As a business owner, you need to choose the financial direction that's best for you to find a clear path to growth and success. At BB&T, we support businesses of all sizes with personal service and advice, sharing the sound financial knowledge we've gained over more than 140 years so you can move ahead with confidence. Talk to us today about your business goals. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction.
Hey, all you Bear fans, I know we're having a great time at this game. It's exciting, fun. We're getting after it. If you want to have a good time after this game, you need to go over to Margaritas in Mercer Village. They have amazing Mexican food and they're going to take care of you. All kinds of specials. You can find what you want. Look at my body, it's working good for me. Come on over and check them out at Mercer Village, Margaritas. Welcome back to Inside Mercer Basketball. It was a great segment with Jordan Strawberry, our senior point guard, and the voice of the Bears, Rick Cameron, does an amazing job for our program in every area. And we're joined now by another amazing character, James Bento. Special young man. How many years you been here now, Bento? 10, 12?
12, yeah.
12 years? How many years you been here?
This is my 5th year here.
5th year. James does a great job. Came as a walk-on, a player, played really good minutes for us and got injured. Just talk about, first of all, how you got here. How did you end up at Mercer? How did all that go down?
So it was my senior year. I still didn't know where I was going to go play. Coach Aker actually reached out to me because he used to come to every single one of my AAU games. He reached out, asked if I knew where I was going. I didn't know. I got in contact with you. I came and visited, played with the guys. I felt something special, obviously, and then I committed from there.
And what did you? Yeah, we're thankful you did. I mean, great asset. Still today does amazing work for our program, making a difference every day for our program. What did you get your undergrad in?
My undergrad was in business marketing. So I started pre-med, and then I transferred to business.
And the high school taught you need to claim your high school. You said, yeah, we're
the Woodlands Christian
Academy.
Okay.
Yeah, let's make sure we get them in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're working on your master's degree in what?
I'm getting my MBA, so just a Master of Business Administration. No concentration on anything, just a general MBA. taking all the classes.
And what are you hoping to do with that? Besides go to school again?
I mean,
maybe get another degree.
Jeez. I don't know. I mean, I guess it'll just broaden my options.
Well, you'd be a really good coach if you decide to do that. I know you have a feel for the game. You have a love for the game. It's fun to watch you interact with our guys. Like I said, you do yeoman's work. Yeoman, you know what that is?
No, explain
okay,
yeoman.
I'll tell you later off camera. But you do yeoman's work for us. Tell me a couple things. First of all, I think this is right, and you can correct me as you normally do. Some significant minutes we were playing Texas A&M, and you got some baskets, played well. You had some bounce to your step, and then what transpired after that?
Well, I mean, that was the prime time where I was at basketball-wise. I felt good, my body felt good. I was playing, and then right after that, I got hurt in just an individual workout, and just kind of just went downhill from there. Really, I just was battling knee injuries, and then I came back and re-injured it again, and then wore the knee brace. So
just couldn't ever get a feel. I know that was a big moment too. I know we played at University of Texas. Mm-hmm. You got to be a part of that.
Yes.
And we had a chance to win that game.
Should have won that game.
Yeah, we could have won that game. And then Texas A&M, they kind of took it to us a little bit. They were really good.
They were tough.
They were tough that night. But going on besides that, now it is your 5th year?
This is my 5th year,
Fifth year here. Talk about in those 5 years some things that you remember besides what happened to you personally and not being able to reach your dreams of playing as much as you would have liked, probably.
I'd just say just the environment of Mercer Basketball is really just like a close-knit group. Even with people coming in, when I first came in, it was easy to get along with the guys, and then with people coming in and out, just the whole team, the whole environment, we're just a close group of guys.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, and it's a blessing to get to coach people like yourself, and we have a lot of guys that just seem to enjoy competing at a high level, getting a degree at an amazing university, and then having relationships that are special, like you've been able to be a part of. So take us through your fondest memory.
Fondest memory.
Since you've been here in 5 years.
I mean, people always talk about the Duke win, which is obvious. I grew up liking Duke, so that's obviously one of them. But then the Gulf Coast win, it just was, I don't know, something different about that win, especially seeing it for the guys. I know they lost the previous year to them, and then, I don't know, that win was probably one of the fondest memories.
Speaking about the tournament run, and we won that game, as you mentioned, and right after that, one of your friends got blown up all over social media for doing what? What was that they showed him doing?
Oh, that was the Nene?
Yeah, and supposedly you taught him how to do that?
That's word on the street, but I think he knows the dance.
Maybe we'll have to get Kevin on the phone and maybe check that out, because
he was the one dancing in the locker rooms all the time.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it didn't surprise you that he ended up being known for
not
something.
at all. Yeah. That's Kevin in a nutshell right there. That's Kevin.
Well, one last thing, James. What do you think about this team right now? As you've seen all those teams, what do you see for our team? What needs to happen? How do you think the guys are playing? Just tell me what you think.
I think talent's there. I think chemistry is getting there. I think in spurts we see what we can play like. We just really need to find a way to just make it mesh for a whole game.
Yeah, I agree with you, and the energy's been great the last few weeks.
Absolutely.
And they're playing really hard. I think we're on the verge of something special.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. It would be great to see these guys get to see some of that happen here down at the end. But we're thankful and grateful for all you do for us, James. You're an amazing young man. I know you're going to be special in whatever you do. Every day you're making an impact for us. Thank you for that. And we'll be right back on Inside Mercer Basketball, back with the voice of the Bears, and he'll really tell us what we should know.
So here's
the game plan, rush into the Wild Wing Café and tackle one of our new steakhouse burgers. 100% Angus, 100% great. It's an all-star lineup that can win you tickets to the biggest games of the year. Where?
For over 20 years, Mercer has relied on Forsyth Street Orthopedics.
Their team of physicians keeps players on the court.
Forsyth Street Orthopedics and Ortho Georgia have merged together into one practice, and we're stronger than ever with 26 physicians and 5 regional offices. As a graduate of Mercer and a partner of Ortho Georgia, we are proud to sponsor and take care of Mercer athletes.
Ortho Georgia, getting better together.
Go Bears!
Well, we're back at Wild Wing. Great interviews with Jordan Strawberry and the last segment with James Bento and all the contributions he's made. A great asset among many that Coach Hoffman has brought to the program the last several years. Coach, we had a busy week this past week. Long road trips, 3-game road swing. We've got a home swing coming up now, but before we leave the road trip, let's talk first our Sonic Player of the Week.
Well, we're going to go with Stephon Jelks. Just amazing what he was able to do. He made some great plays for us down the stretch, and he's had 4 double-doubles in a row, almost had a 5th, 1 rebound short of having 5 double-doubles in a row. He's leading the league, or was through the last game, leading the league in double-doubles, and he's playing with amazing energy and intensity. It's just fun to watch him and enjoy being back to what he showed us a couple years ago. Seems healthy, and he's just bouncing around. It's great to watch.
The practice before this last game, Coach, when you guys were going through drills and so forth, he kept knocking down threes, and I think all of us that were kind of watching the practice, Stephon, for a big guy, can really shoot well outside.
Yeah, he had a couple go in and out that would have been a big force in the last game, but he hit some major threes in the Greensboro game to keep us close down to the stretch and give us a chance to be right in that game.
And he reached a major milestone as a result of
that.
that.
1,000 points. Got past that 1,000 points, and he has 763 rebounds. I think he's 3 away from being 3rd all time in Mercer history.
Yeah. Cool.
It's a great accomplishment. I mean, he's 6'5", 6'6", whatever he is. But he can get off the ground, he can hit people, and he goes and pursues the ball with reckless abandon.
Yeah, his energy spills off to the other players.
No doubt about it.
All right, what about our Marco delivery of the week, Coach?
Well, we're going to go with Ross Cummings, and he made some big shots, got put into the fray after Rion went down and got injured, has been out, and hit some big threes at the end of the Greensboro game. I think he's going to have some more moments before the year's out. He has no fear, and I think as he gets more comfortable and we are able to run more things for him, he has a different element than really anybody else we have on the team, the ability to run into a 3 instead of catch and shoot a 3 that makes him dangerous. And if we can get him going a little bit, it could really help the rest of our squad. But it was fun to watch, and I was excited for him, and seemed like some others were excited for him too. If you look on social media, they actually got some postings of him making threes. I mean, it was just a couple threes, but it was big moments.
All right, before we leave the road swing, real quick, Desmond Ringer had a little bit of flu symptoms, but did not miss a shot against ETSU.
Yeah, we should have got him more shots, I guess. Right?
I guess so.
I mean, he had his career high. 21 points.
Perfect from the floor.
And Marcus Cohen had his career high also.
He double figures.
16, right?
Yeah, double figures.
So both of those guys had big games, and we weren't able to finish that game. But I mean, we have been playing at a high level. We haven't got W's in all those games, but our guys are competing with everything they have. I couldn't be more proud of a group of guys in what we're getting close to being able to do. I really think in this last month of this season, if we can keep our energy at the level it is and keep our belief in what we can do where it's been, it could be a special ending. As you look all around the country and you go back and research history, and Coach Lair is a great person to talk about. He got to do it twice with teams at Colorado State and Liberty. It's not always the team that wins the league or the team that's on the biggest role that ends up in the NCAA tournament when you have a one-bid league. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of magic, and it takes a little bit of hard work and continue believing that you can get it done. And I think our guys are are trending that way.
Yeah.
We're not there yet, but I really like where we're at.
Interesting the way the schedule has worked out. We have played our 2 outings against ETSU already. We have not played the Citadel or Wofford yet. But coming in this weekend, your good friend Digger Balcom and the Citadel, boy, it's complex getting ready for these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching film today. I mean, they ran 6 different kind of zones. A tandem, most people wouldn't even know what that is, a triangle and 2. It's amazing. Yeah. So he's run a 1-3-1, a 1-1-3, a 2-3, 3-2, everything you can imagine, and that's not even counting all the presses they run. So you know you got to be ready, and that's something we'll be working on the next few days, to be ready against a really dangerous team that leads the country in three-point attempt shots and makes.
Some things never change.
Yeah, I mean, and they got one of the hottest players in the league.
Zane Notchdale.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it a little easier than I could say it, but he's a really talented player, and he's playing he's been player of the week a couple times already in the league.
And Coach, it's the first of a 3-game home stretch now, and also we'll have doubleheaders next week, Furman and Wofford, so a lot of great opportunity for Mercer fans to come to Hawkins Arena and make a difference in the next 3 games.
Yeah, speaking of doubleheaders, our women's team is playing amazing. I mean, Coach Gardner and her squad, and they've had 2 milestones, 2,000 point by Kalia and 1,000 points by Kiki, right? Yep. And then they got them, and they're still winning, undefeated as we tape this show.
In conference play.
And they're rolling. And so it is a big time. We're going to have those double headers. People can come out and watch us play on Thursday and Saturday. Big, great games, and be big time games for our program.
All right, Coach, thanks for having us celebrate a little bit of cookie.
Well,
don't eat all the cookie. Share it with the team somewhat.
I'm definitely going to share some. I can't eat all that.
Thanks for being with us this
week.
week.
I like chocolate chip, though.
More wins are coming to add on to that 500. We'll be back again right here next week.
I vote yes on that.
We return with more Inside Mercer Basketball.